Get that ass bent.
I never wanted to come forward with any information. We all know what happened. I'm not going to go over it again. It's on Twitter. So before I decided to stream today, I decided to phone Rich and get everything out in the open. So we had a very productive phone call. I will say what has happened in that phone call without obviously getting into personal details here, but everything that we sort of had a disagreement about has been taken care of. I know that on his stream he said that he did not pay me the total amount for the month. I can confirm now that he has paid me for the month, plus he actually put more money into that, which I appreciate because it was technically more. So from that side of things, I am happy that he did that. That's one thing, because that was one thing that I was going to bring up, which we don't need to really get into anymore. It's been solved. So he said on his stream he didn't pay me correctly. He has now paid me absolutely correctly. So it is what it is in terms of that. That payment is done. It's in my PayPal. So, you know, I appreciate that part. Now, the more important part to this for me is that we also dealt with, I'd say, the sort of bad blood that was left behind and how he handled the situation. And again, I know I see the comments right now. I don't quite know how to word this, but, and again, Rich and I will be, and I'll announce this right now, Rich and I will do something together in the near future. We're working out exactly how we can do that and move forward with possibly being friends. We both said that obviously we need to sit back and figure out if we can do that. Super Unknown in the chat, by the way, says J equals pushover. How about no? How about the idea was that I wanted to get what it was owed to me. He did give me that. And then the more important part is he did apologize to me with the way the thing was handled. So right now that's where it's sitting at. And I'm not sitting here talking shit about Rich. He apologized and he paid me, which were the two things that I wanted to happen. I'm not saying that Rich and I are going to do live streaming together ever again. I'm saying that after everything is said and done, I want him to succeed. And I'm not here to shit on Rich. And I could see that everyone's very angry at him right at the moment. Trust me, I was too. But he didn't really owe the apology to you guys. You know. And some people are saying he did that to save his ass. Do I feel that way? I could feel that way. I think we actually had a sincere conversation for once, and that he said what he really wanted to say, which I would never repeat here. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to kick a guy when he's down. So, you know, you guys are saying like, oh, Jay's folded. Folded for what? What the fuck does that mean? What am I folding into? You know, I didn't want to get into drama in the first place whatsoever. I know the poo suit has to go on. I reached out to him. I know that he kicked me when I was down too, but I forgive him. Fine, it is what it is. Let's fucking all move on and have fun on this stream. That's the idea of my streams from moving forward. Will I work with Rich again in terms of his main channel? Absolutely not. Will I go on his stream in the future? I can't say I won't. But I'm not saying like that's an immediate plan. I know that him and I are going to make some sort of stream or something together so I get the proper send-off that I feel I should have got in the first place. So it isn't about getting revenge. It isn't about who's right and wrong. It's about having the emotional intelligence as a grown man to phone him and have him have the same emotional intelligence and admit to me that he made mistakes. So that's all I'm going to say on this regard. If people want to stay in this chat and say that I'm a pushover or, you know, that Rich is just doing this, that's 100% all on you guys. So at this point in time, I'm just trying to stay professional, and I'm trying to also be realistic. And guess what, guys? Whether you fucking like it or not, and I think a lot of you think that I should probably not like Rich very well at the moment. And to be honest with you, I'm not happy with him whatsoever. But I worked with the guy for 6 years. And for me to throw a friendship out the window before trying to save it one last time, which looks like I might have. I'm not saying that I'm going to fucking love the guy. But I'm just saying, that's like, yes, I get it. People are saying Rich is a toxic loser. Dude, Rich has issues. I have issues. I'm not perfect. Rich admitted to me he's not perfect. Okay? Everybody has fucking issues. But instead of us carrying on like fucking lol podcast and making these videos back and forth and saying, you're terrible, you did this, and he says something about me and I say something about him, guess what? I'm not fucking doing it, because that's not what I'm about. There's no fucking point. Absolutely no point to do that. You know, especially when you work with a person for fucking 6 years. So I phoned him. We handled the situation to the best of our abilities. We had a discussion. I'll be honest, it was very touching. And not in that way.
Hooft Wireless. You blew it.
And again, I'm not saying that we're best friends. You know? CB in the chat says Rich is so self-destructive. I talked to him about this. I talked to him about everything. Never would go into details about what I talked about, but I talked to him about every fucking piece of information you guys told me for the last 6 months. And I made him aware that there's people that care about him, and he just needs to move on from things. And that's exactly what we're doing. So at the end of the day, I forgive him for those comments. He's righted the ship in terms of what I felt was wrong. And now we're in the stage of, let's find out what happens. Are we going to be best friends? I don't fucking know. So, in saying that, hopefully you understand that. Hopefully you guys out there that are saying that I'm just fucking folding the cards. Do you think I want to wake up every day and have Rich say some shit about me and then I go back on him and blah, blah, blah? We're not in grade 7. I'm not going to play those games. And that's my statement regarding all of this. So now I want to say, while there's almost 1,100 people here, I'm going to do things on this live stream that I think you're going to find very interesting. So the amount of people that have supported me since I started doing this on my own has blown my mind. And I appreciate it more than you can ever fucking imagine. So I just purchased 6 cameras. The plan is to turn this live stream show into a fucking sitcom. I hope you guys are going to be in for the ride. All these new members today, I appreciate everybody here. I thank everybody for the support. And in regards to the rest of the stream and Rich, again, I will finally say it once more. Him and I had a discussion. It was positive. We're not best friends all of a sudden, but he righted the ship in 1 degree. He paid me like he promised he would in the first place. He apologized for that. And we're going to move in a direction where I can have my stream and have fun, and I can get the proper send-off on his show. And maybe we can be a little bit easier on somebody who's going through a tough time. So if you guys can take a second to think about what I just said there, I would appreciate that. And that I really, I swore on my mother to him, will never bring him up again in a negative light. And he swore on, something that we're not going to go back and forth. So that's my statement on that whole situation. There's no fucking way I do a podcast with Boogie and Keemstar. The only way I do that is if Keemstar took me in his shed, his sex shed.
Hooft Wireless.
Which, there's no way he would. So, again, Rich said he would stop. So, that is it. Keemstar's beard probably smells like old donkey hair. So, I don't want to go near that on that stream.